Today we're talking about how to work with investors as a real estate agent. Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a phenomenal day. If you don't know, my name is Aram. I'm a real estate agent here in the Chicagoland area. If you're new to the channel, first and foremost, thank you for clicking play. Second of all, if you enjoy the video, I make content like this twice a week. Hit the like button, leave me your feedback, comments, concerns, insults, compliments, whatever in the comments below. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Now that's out the way, let's get down to the beans and potatoes of this conversation. How to work with investors as a real estate agent. You read the title, you know what's going on. As a real estate agent, a lot of investors are going to reach out to you. You're going to find it very easy to get clients as investors, right? However, for every 10 investors that reach out to you, only 1 or 2 of them are serious and are eventually going to do a deal. Unfortunately, just like real estate has an 80 to 90% failure rate, so do investors, right? A lot of people aren't really serious, they're flaky, they're not fully qualified, they're not really they're too nervous to make that move, and they're just not qualified, right? So as a real estate agent, the last thing you want to do is show 50 houses to an investor that is never ever going to make a decision because they don't have their paperwork right, they don't have their money together, they have no idea what they're walking into, and they are scared shitless the entire time, which means you're not getting any deals. And ultimately, if you're going to be working with investors, the goal is to help them get deals, make money, get more deals, make more money. You're helping them grow their real estate portfolio or their experience as flippers, whatever your investor decides to do. So I have prepared 7 questions that you need to ask every single investor you work with to make sure that they are not wasting your time and that your efforts are not going to waste. Because let's say if you get a regular buyer, right? You get the criteria, you show them a house, boom, done. With an investor, it's completely different. You have to constantly, and I say constantly, scouring the MLS, the for sale by owner section, the private listing section, constantly running comps, checking out the rentals in the area, checking out what the comps are selling for before you even send them one place. So it's a lot more work. So that means your qualifications to take on a client have to be more. Don't just take on every investor that calls you, because you will be wasting your time and you will not be making any money. You do not want that. When I was a newer real estate agent, I remember somebody called the office, says, hey, I'm a real estate investor looking to buy cash. Can you send me a list of properties? I did not know that this was somebody's, they took a real estate course and this is what I told them to do. So I sat there and I looked at 45 properties and I sent it to them in the course of 3 hours, right? Never heard back. Never heard back. When you're working with investors, number one, it's no different than any other buyer in the sense of you need to meet with them face to face and figure out, is this somebody I want to work my tail off for? Period, the end. The buyer consultation or the investment consultation, very, very important, and you must still do it, okay? Now, let's get to the 7 questions you want to ask, and I'm pulling out my phone because the inspiration behind this video was a realtor named Amy. I don't know where you're out of. Amy L. Realtor, so shout out to you. She was asking me questions about working with an investor, and her brokerage wasn't really helping her out. So I asked her to ask these 7 questions to her client, and I'm just going to relay them over to you. Number 1, what is your budget? AKA, how much cash do you have to play with? How much cash they have determines the type of advice you can give them. If somebody comes to you and says, I got 20 to 25K to play with, well, you can't really invest now, can you? That's not enough. You can get a primary residence and turn into a rental in a year. That's option number 1. Like a live-in flip is an option number 2. Or you really need to be working at that low end budget, like maybe condos for like 60, 70K, so you have something left over to actually rehab it. Once you know how much they have, you can give them the best advice. So if they tell you 50, 60K, okay, you have enough to get a hard money loan. If they say 200K, okay, great, you have enough to do a single family flip. If they say $500,000, you can be like, okay, you have enough to do multifamilies, commercial properties, or multiple flips at the same time. How do you want to approach this, right? So find out how much cash they have to play with. Number 2, time frame. The question you want to ask them is, if we find a deal, are you ready to roll today? Or are you not fully prepared to pull triggers at this time and you're just doing the feeling out process right now? You want to make sure that the investor you're meeting with, that you're about to send a bunch of properties to, is ready to pull triggers. If they're not, there's nothing wrong with them, right? But now you can switch the conversation to sending you deals to how do we get you prepared to start reviewing deals and actually pull some triggers. You're going to identify the time frame to figure out how quickly they want to deal and how ready they are for a deal today. Number 3, their goals. What is their goal? Are they looking to flip? Are they looking to do rentals? Are they looking for Airbnb? Are they looking for like luxury flips? Are they looking for low-end flips, quick flips, condos, multifamily rentals? What is their goal, right? I like to figure out, what do you have? Question number 1 is, what do you have, right? How much cash you got to play with? Question number 2 is, what is your time frame? Question number 3 is, what are you looking to accomplish? You have to know that so you could guide them in the right direction, right? I got investors that I suggest buy a $100,000 condo. I got clients that I suggest to buy a $500,000 multifamily unit. I have clients I suggest to commercial property. Everyone has different goals. I just had an investor in here the other day who I asked him the time frame. He was not quite ready, right? However, I was helping to figure out the best way possible to get him ready, which was going to be a home equity line of credit once certain things were put into action. And that's what this is all about, right? Identify how you can help them out best and make sure that they're not wasting your time. Number 4, how do they plan to buy? Are they buying all cash? Are they planning to use a hard money loan? Do they have, family investing with them? Are they getting a traditional mortgage? All these things matter based on what property you're going to send them. If they're looking for a traditional mortgage, you cannot send them a place that is an absolute dump because it's never going to pass the FHA inspection or the Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae guidelines that there are for like conventional loans. If it's not inhabitable, if it's inhabitable, you cannot get a loan on that property, a conventional loan, right? And if it's a flip, you most definitely cannot get a 20% down conventional loan because that's for rental property. So you'll need to do a hard money loan. So depending on how they want to buy, you can guide them in a certain type of thing. You see how everything is in order. I ask you how much money you got to play with. I ask for your time frame. I ask what you're looking to accomplish. And then I tell you how you're looking to buy it. So let's see if the way you're gonna buy it works for what you're trying to accomplish. If it doesn't, we have to switch up the game plan. Number 5, what price point are they comfortable with? Just because somebody has $300K cash does not mean they're comfortable using all of it. They may be more comfortable working with a $100,000 condo that needs about $30K worth of work and just renting it out. What price point are they comfortable with? Are they comfortable taking all $300,000, putting it as a down payment and rehab costs on an $800,000 building? Or do they just want to put 25% down and get a hard money loan even though they got the cash? And this also goes in line with everything else we've already described. If their price point doesn't match what they're trying to accomplish or how much cash they have, then you have to guide them again in a different direction. Hey, you're looking to do multifamilies at $500,000, but you only have 25K. Well, we have to work towards that number, right? It's going to be a 3-year stretch, and this is how you build a lifelong client. So it's very important. Number 6, now we get into the grid details. What type of properties are you looking for? Ideally, do you want a condo that requires less management? Do you want a 4-unit? Do you want a single family? Whatever you're looking to do, whether that's flipping or rentals, find out what type of asset they're looking to, what they're comfortable with, what their goals are. And then you can figure out what type of property to send them, what's a good deal for them, what's not a good deal for them. And finally, number 7, what condition do they want the property in? Some investors want it to be in the worst shape possible. So they want to do an intensive rehab. Maybe they have $300K. They want to put $150 in purchasing it and $100,000 on the rehab and sell for like $350. Other investors like myself, we want to do lipstick work. So I don't want to do more than $50K worth of rehab, right? So I just want it to be in decent condition where the externals are all in good shape. I just got to come in, replace floors, cabinets, kitchen, things like that, bathrooms, and be on my way, right? So find out what condition they're looking for. Some investors just want to park their money. So they want move-in ready, right? And if you're a brand new real estate agent, you might be getting a lot of buyers looking for that 3.5% FHA loan on multifamilies. Those investors are definitely going to be looking for move-in ready homes. So once you find out their criteria, you ask these 7 very important questions, you're going to get a real sense if somebody is serious. If they're not really answering all your questions straightforward, then they're not really serious. If they're beating around the bush, if they're not sure, if they don't have the answers, they don't know what their budget is, they don't know what type of asset they're looking for, they don't know how much cash, how do you not know how much cash you have, right? If they don't know how they're buying and you try to explain to them and nothing's happening, you don't want to work with that person, they're not serious. So once you ask these 7 questions, then you have a really good idea, okay, what type of investor do I have on my hands? And then you make the decision, do I want to take on this workload? Because it is a tremendous amount of work to work with investors. However, it is incredibly rewarding, and I personally love it all. And lastly, I'm going to leave you guys with this. If you want to work with real estate investors, if you want them to take you serious, if you want them to be loyal, respectful, and honest with you at all times, right? And just stick with you for the long haul, because real estate investors are a great way to build your business because they're consistent and it's very predictable, right? However, you have to understand real estate investing to a T. So you have to invest in yourself first. Read all the books, listen to all the podcasts, be educated on the matter. So if somebody tells you they got 50K, you know how to guide them. If somebody tells you they got 300K, you know how to guide them. If someone doesn't have any money, you tell them, hey, you're not ready, man. Right? So you have to be an asset to the client, to the investor, before you can put any of these demands on them, right? You have to be worthy of them working with you. Once you are, then it's a different level that you're going to be competing at. So I hope this video was helpful. I hope you guys took some value from it. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, like, comment, subscribe. If you want to get on a 1-hour coaching call with me to discuss investing, real estate, or whatever you want, the link is in the description. And please sign up for the Patreon. Would really appreciate it. I'm going to do a giveaway sometime next week. We're going to give away some merch. So stay tuned, sign up, and I'll see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.